Well, good morning. Happy Monday morning, and welcome back to my morning musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. I'm sharing with you some thoughts on life after death. I have been asked by viewers to comment on the question, if Christ came in AD 70, what happens to the Christian when they die? You know, this is really an extremely important eschatological question because, biblically speaking, no man could enter into the most holy place, i.e. the full presence of God, until after the millennium. Therefore, if man is today restored to the presence of God, if man today is in the most holy place, then of necessity that means the Lord has come, the great white throne judgment has occurred, resurrection has occurred, we are in the new heaven and the new earth. There is no view of eschatology that says man goes to heaven when they die that can logically deny fulfilled eschatology. Now, I realize some people say, well, you know, when the Christian dies, they go to heaven. But they have to wait there until the Lord comes again. They'll come back to earth where their physical body, which they did not need to be in heaven where they had been, is raised out of the ground, restored, revived, and they're rejoined with that physical body, which again, they didn't need when they were in heaven, and they go back to heaven where they were in the first place. Or, in some instances, as many evangelicals believe, they come out of heaven, the most holy place, where they had been in the presence of God, to come back to earth, to dwell on earth. So, you see, this really is a very, very important question. Now, I want you to consider with me Abraham. Abraham, we are told, according to Jesus in John chapter 8, 51 and following, Abraham longed to see my day. That's Jesus' day. And he saw it, and he was glad. You know, it's kind of interesting. In my recent debate with Joel McDermott, he said that Abraham's ultimate faith will be at the end of the Christian era, the Christian age. Well, I wonder why Abraham longed to see Jesus' generation then. Because if Abraham's hope is not fulfilled until the end of the Christian age, Abraham's been waiting for 4,000 years so far, and who knows how much longer he'll have to wait. What's so big of a deal about longing to see Jesus' day? Somebody might say, well, you know, that's when everything got started. No, the point of it is, according to Hebrews chapter 11, Abraham not only saw Jesus' day, but what Abraham longed for, i.e. the better resurrection, Hebrews 11:35, was, when Hebrews was written, about to be fulfilled. Now, as to the question, what happens to man when he dies? Consider this. Abraham looked for a city, and he looked for a homeland. He saw Jesus' day. He was glad to see Jesus' day. Now notice what Hebrews chapter 11, 13 and following. These, speaking of Abraham, these all died in faith, not having received the promises. He didn't get it when he was alive, still didn't have it when he was dead, but having seen them afar off, Abraham saw the promise of the city and the country far off, which shows us time statements mean something, don't they? They were assured of them, they embraced them, they confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. And yet Abraham's supposed to be at home on the earth one of these days. For those who say such things declare plainly that they seek a homeland. And truly if they had, pardon me, if they had called to mind that country from which they had come out, they would have had opportunity to return. But now they desire a better, that is a heavenly country. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared for them a city. Now, notice, this city is Zion of the Old Covenant. Zion is where the resurrection would occur. And what does Hebrews chapter 12 tell us? Hebrews 12:21 and following said of those old righteous Old Covenant folks, you, by the way, he includes his first century contemporary generation, you have come to Mount Zion. Now folks, the Old Covenant and the New Covenant saints would receive their inheritance at the same time. The inheritance for Abraham was not dirt. The writer makes that abundantly clear here. The inheritance was heavenly. It was spiritual. And the Old Covenant saints and the New Covenant saints would receive their inheritance at the same time. Hebrews 11:39 and 40. They, speaking of the Old Covenant saints, without us could not be made perfect. In other words, the realization of Abraham's hope that he had longed for, prayed for, looked for, that he saw in Jesus' day and was glad, was about to be realized. They had arrived at Zion. They were now waiting. They were now eagerly waiting for the imminent fulfillment of the promises made to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. The promises that they saw far off, the promises that they saw for Jesus' day. And now they stood at the foot of Mount Zion, waiting for that promise to be finally fulfilled. You see, what they were waiting on, pardon me, was the reunification of heaven and earth. That God in his eternal purposes purposed for the fullness of time. We have more to say about that in our next segment. Thanks so much for joining me for this morning's Morning Musings. We will see you on the flip side. You have a great day.